Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the fifth edition of the Maroon and Gray Saturday Show. I'm here today with Kirsten Wright and Abby Guy from girls soccer. We have a huge week in White County athletics this week, and in band and everything else. Big week for the whole school. We've had big matches in volleyball, had big matches in football, soccer. It's been just a great week. On the show today, first we're going to start off with girls soccer. After that, we'll here in a little bit. We'll be having golf on the show. We'll have Coach Sims, Coach Michael, and Keely Cunningham. And then with football, we're going to have the managers and a football player today. We're going to have on the show Anna Rhett, Haley Strode, Grace Nash, and Jalen Hanna. So we got a big show for you guys today, and it should be a lot of fun. This is week 6 of athletics here at White County, and we're almost through the regular season in soccer, and volleyball I think is going to finish up. I believe they've got one more week until their tournament start, and then girls soccer will start their tournament the following week. So we got 2 more weeks of regular season left in girls soccer, 1 more week of regular season in volleyball, and I believe we still have about 4 weeks left in football. And then cross country is doing their thing. They're doing a great job. I think they're competing today. Let's see. I think cross country, they're not competing at Hermitage. They're competing maybe Warren County this week. I'm not really sure on that one. But and also we've got a huge golf event this Monday. We've got Keely advancing to the region tournament. So that'll be we'll talk about that a little bit later. So to start off the show here, we have Abby Guy and Kirsten Wright. Welcome to the Maroon and Gray Saturday Show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, you're with also, of course, this is through the expositor and everything. You work with Warrior Media a lot.
Yes.
And Candace Allen. Yeah, so they're doing a great job over there. Man, y'all do a great job on Friday nights. I can't wait to watch the basketball coverage later. But we'll make posts for soccer, and they're like 5 minutes later, bam, y'all got a post made. Y'all make better posts than me. I have to say that, but no, the posts and just coverage, y'all just do a great job with all that. So, we may have to get Candace Allen or Coach Allen. She's a former. A lot of people may not know this. Former girls soccer coach. I actually played for the Coach Craig, by the way. So. But she was a former soccer coach for the Warriorettes, so we'll have to get on her sometime and talk a little soccer history and everything like that. But either way, welcome to the show, guys. Glad to have you. Now, both of y'all are seniors. Okay, so y'all are a part of the 6, right? The 6 seniors that have stuck with it for 4 years, and we're also proud of you guys. Y'all played really hard. So what's that been like? What's that been like coming in? So you've had 3 coaches in 4 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, who was y'all's first coach y'all had?
Coach Gentry, Coach Sims, and Kadra.
Okay, gotcha. So that was the first coaching staff?
Yeah, that was first coaching staff.
Okay.
And then our sophomore year, it whittled down to Gentry and Kadra.
Gotcha.
And then junior year, it was Preston and Miss Anderson or Coach Anderson.
Yeah, there you go.
And then this year, you.
Gotcha. And Coach Ferris.
Oh, and Coach
Yeah,
Ferris.
look at that.
Don't forget Coach Ferris.
Actually, to be fair, if you actually ask them, they really love Coach Ferris. They just put up with me, so.
She's the pants. We love Coach Ferris.
There you go. Sounds like a plan. No, but so those have been the coaches. Now, Kirsten, how long have you been playing girls soccer?
I started in 8th grade, so it's been 5 years now.
5 years. All right, so 5 years of Warriorette soccer. Gotcha. Was there ever an era where y'all were, I know there was and I'm still learning a lot of the history here, and one of the big things I was told, like day one, were Warriorettes, right? And I love that. Were y'all ever around that era where they were trying to go to the Lady Warriors moniker?
Well, they originally, our chants, 1, 2, 3 Warriorettes. We used to say Lady Warriors.
Interesting. Okay.
And they had a cow when we tried to change it to Warriorettes, which ever since I've been playing ball, throughout middle school when I turned into a Warriorette, I was like, why Lady Warriors? It's not Lady Warriors, it's Warriorettes.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
I didn't have that much of a problem with it, but I was just kind of like, why are y'all trying to,
right.
change it?
Right. Well, I was kind of, that's what I'm literally day one, I'm with Mr. Crane, Mr. Drumbarger, and Mr. Wilson. They were like, Warriorettes. I was like, you got it. So, but I didn't know if y'all were it. I remember finding some old artifacts, but old pages from old thing, and there was that era of 4 or 5 years where it was kind of going Lady Warriors, and then it kind of has brought it back now to Warriorettes. So, now who was your junior high coach, Kirsten?
It was Mr. Haston.
Coach Haston.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of come full circle. He's now the
Yeah.
boys' high school coach, and you played for him as well too,
Yeah.
because y'all in the same grade. Hey, how long have you been playing, Abby?
I started playing in 8th grade, too.
Okay, so guys, that was that year y'all both joined. That's cool. That's awesome.
That's when most of the seniors joined. The only one that had been playing was, I think, Caitlin and Ella. They were the only two playing since 6th grade. And then me, Kaylee, Kirsten, we joined our 8th grade year.
Okay, awesome. So what you're saying is Coach Hastings was really recruiting well in the hallways. He was like, "Hey, girls, y'all should play," and y'all were like, "Yes, we want to play."
Not to me.
Okay, gotcha. So, yep. Well, cool beans. So 8th grade, and then y'all played all these different years, and then senior year coming up. Now we've had a huge week in girls soccer, so we had back-to-back wins. So let's go through the first game. First game was York Institute. Now, for those of you that have been watching the show, you might know this and reading the paper. The expositor's doing a great job. I was reading an article they did last night. Fantastic job. Of course, this is through the expositor, but they were talking about how the absence of Guy, right? They were talking about the absence of Guy against the first York Institute game, right? So in that first game, we were up 2-1. Kirsten, if you remember that, playing good, but then they took some deep shots. Yeah. They also had kind of a sand pit, right? Yeah. So Kara was diving and moving, but it was just right. And so we ended up losing that game 4-2 in the very end. They didn't get any close shots, though. It was just all deep shots, but in that sand. But this time, that wasn't going to be the case. We had our goalie. We were ready to go. So the first half score, I believe it was 0-0, correct?
I think we scored one in the first half. It was one.
No.
0. Did we? No, we scored in the Upperman game in the first half.
Yeah, that's right, correct. That's right. So in the first half, it was 0-0, and I'm like, guys, listen, you get one goal, you're going to win this game. And you say that, of course, anything could obviously happen, but I remember telling the girls, like, listen, I know you guys, I've watched you guys, I've coached you guys, obviously. Guys, you get a goal, we're going to win, right? And I think y'all believe that. Was there ever a doubt when we scored that first goal? I mean, it was like, we got this. We can do this. Now, if we just lay down and give up, then that's a different story, but we're going to win this game if we get a goal. Yeah. And so it was interesting. It was kind of like a hustle goal because if y'all remember it was just pressing. They get the ball, we'd steal it up high, and then eventually KB kind of dipped in there and got it out, and then Blakeman takes it. She cuts to a defender and shoots the winning goal. So, but it was a huge moment, and of course that was at that point it was 1-0, and then later in the game we press again, and they actually make a bad pass. Blakeman gets the ball, takes a shot, I believe, from about 10 yards out, and gets the second goal. I knew as a coach in my head, I thought, okay, that should be it right there. The second goal I felt better, but first goal was just. What's that like, by the way? I mean, when you're a midfielder or a defender, which you've done both, what's that like, though, for you as a midfielder or a defender when you're up by a goal, but you have to hold it? What's that like?
It's stressful, but it's also like, the people around you, we work really, really hard on defense. And, if we try like our hardest, we can hold them. Right. But also if we can boot it up there and give it to our offense, we can get another one to secure our position. That's right.
Now, from a goalie standpoint, you've got kind of a different. It's not super different. You're in the game, but sometimes it's kind of like there's the game in front of you, and then there's the goalie. You're kind of watching as they're moving left and right, shifting left and right, switching positions. We can hear you back there too. But what was that like for you to have to try to hold that on?
It's a lot more pressure on me because if they say they shoot a perfect shot to the corner that I can't get to, it would be not necessarily my fault, but it would be my fault that we got tied. Right. Yeah. So and then at the same time, like I'm still having to like tell everybody to make sure they're in the right spot at the right time. Right. So I'm not just playing my position, I'm playing defense's position, midfield, and forwards because I'm telling everybody to make sure to be in their spot at the right time when there's a person coming up behind them and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like I'm doing my job, but I'm helping everybody else doing their job better. Like I'm just kind of like pushing everybody to do better.
Well, sometimes I like to try to explain it's kind of like you have a skipper or a captain on the field. It's kind of also a coach on the field, right? Some coaches are not very loud, like me. I'm really quiet. You can barely hear me. So I really need Abby and Caitlin and different players to talk because I can barely get my voice to go even to the half line, right? That's just,
I don't know, Coach Moore. I think that if I stood on the other side of the middle school,
okay.
I could hear you.
Okay.
I think I could hear you
Fun,
yelling.
fun story. And this is so. Got a friend here in Sparta. She was saying that they live in another neighborhood, and they said their dog was barking at my voice. My voice was traveling, and it was like the dog was just like barking very loudly. It was wondering what the commotion was, right? So I was told that this week. So
I believe it.
yeah. So but seriously, you have to kind of make sure, like when we're on corner kicks, you're set up in this situation, we're set up in that. This, which by the way, too, y'all almost scared me. So we were in a situation in the York Institute game, and we had the Ruby situation, which is a very rare situation where y'all have to get in the box. And I think I yelled that like 5 times, and y'all looked at me. And it was like an instant light bulb went on. Wait, and, all right. What was that like? What was that? Who figured it out first?
I think honestly, I think we all had that like telekinesis. We was just like.
It looked like y'all all moved at one time. Y'all, oh my gosh!
Nobody knew. We forgot because we had just had a practice on it too. Like the last practice we had,
right?
We went over Ruby, and we were just like, oh, and then we was just all set up.
Yep.
And then we was like, and then as soon as we got set up, they kicked the ball. We were just like, well, good timing.
Good time, right?
Good timing.
It worked out. It worked out for sure. But no, I was yelling, and I was like, y'all know this, but we've only gone over it once. Please. And then bam, there it was. So big stop, big midfield, big defense. All 3 phases, y'all did great. What's that like as well, though, having to dribble down the sideline, in a game like that? We're trying to get the ball to the corner. We're trying to hold. But you also realize, one steal, one pass, one shot, it could be over or it could be tied up, right? Because in a game like that, you don't really go to overtime. You go, it's just a tie unless it's a district match. So what was that like for you as a midfielder? And you went in midfield defense. What was that like for you to just realize, every step I'm taking might either win us the game or lose us the game?
Yeah, especially like if you have somebody right on you, or like, oh, it's a fast game like Cumberland, they're quick on their feet or have good footwork. You just gotta kind of push your way through there, or just try to hold the ball as long as you can, or get it, maybe turn it around and like get it to somebody who can maybe do a long ball over their defensive line so they can have a through ball to the goal.
Gotcha. Now, let's show this real quick as well. So, season's currently sitting at 3-8. Now, at one point it was, I think, 1-6. Y'all's mentality going into this last week. This was a big week for Warrior Soccer. I think it's the first time we've won 2 games like back to back in a few years, right? We've had some wins before, obviously, and but in a few years, it's been last time we've won back to back games. What was the mentality like for you guys the week before? Like when we're playing Cumberland County, what's kept y'all going this season so far?
A lot of people they think that when you get beat by a good team that you're just like, oh, we're not good enough. Well, in the past, like Cumberland is a very like set team. Like they have some good ball players. They play travel ball together. They have good footwork. They work good together. And they're obviously going to excel. And we haven't had that in a long time. Like we're just now getting ours off the building stage up into the next stage.
Right.
So, like even though that we got like beat bad the first time, but we did get mercy ruled.
Right.
And everybody thinks of that as a bad thing, and I'm like, well, if you look at it in a positive way, you didn't get mercy ruled. You held them.
That's right.
And then the next game we played them, they beat us by 2 less.
Right. Exactly.
Than the first time.
Right.
So if you think about it, that's still improvement from getting beat to a mercy rule years prior, and then slowly getting beat by less and less. Mm-hmm. So I think that's like a big improvement.
Yep.
Compared to getting mercied.
Absolutely.
So I think that is like a big step forward. Instead of getting beat down, you move forward with that because like you're doing better. Like there's obvious improvement.
Absolutely.
So that's how I see it.
Now, let me ask you this much as well. From the goalie standpoint, what's it been like this season? You've had to make a lot of saves. You've had to make a lot of, you jump in front of things a lot. But have you been able to breathe a little more? Has there been less shots on you than in the past?
Yeah, there's been less shots on me. I haven't had to do it. Well, I mean, I still have to do a lot of physical work, but there's a lot more that I can just run up on, or they're in the air that I can catch, that I don't have to like slide tackle somebody to get, or get kicked in the face. So that's a little bit more of a deep breath for me than having to like dive at people's feet, getting beat up on. So I think it's been a lot easier this year than it has in the past.
Gotcha.
Some games are different from others.
Absolutely.
Like a Cumberland game versus York Institute.
Right.
Like York, I had to make a couple of like mandatory saves like I need to get, or we would have been tied.
Right.
But versus Cumberland, hanging on by a thread, having to do it multiple times every few minutes. So there's definitely a difference between like who you're playing.
So Kirsten, what do you think's changed about the midfield this season? What has made, because actually the last goal, so the next time we played was Upperman, and if you remember that game, the lone goal we had actually started from the goalie to a fullback to a midfield up to a forward, and it ended up being all the way up there, and then a midfield actually scored the goal. What do you think has changed about our midfield this season? What's made our midfield strong this season?
When you know each other, like usually I'm in a group with like Cadence or like Emily and Solette. We know each other, we hang out all the time, and just knowing that, hey, I know I have somebody to my left, somebody to my right, like spatial awareness of where everybody's at, that helps. Like, hey, I know if I kick it to the left, somebody's gonna be there, and they can do like a 1-2 and then get it right back and then push it up. That helps a lot.
Gotcha. Yep. Yeah, just don't feel as isolated.
Yeah.
Because when you all know where each other are, then it's okay. Even the defense, if they know they kick a deep through ball behind us, that's all right. We got to have back there. She'll pick it up, right? So they can push up higher. The forwards know, okay, if I lose the ball, my midfield drop behind me. They can get that ball and we can go. So either way, so let's look at the Upperman game real quick here. So that game, we were up in the 28th minute again. The ball went from take us through that. What was that from y'all's perspective? How did that go?
Okay, so we started in a green situation.
Yes.
That starts with me in a goal kick.
That's right.
And we take it up the side.
Yep.
With a center back. So we push that up to a midfielder.
Yep.
And I remember this play because it kind of like clicked in my head. I was like, we did it. We finally did it right.
Yep.
Like that is a picture perfect play, like what we've been working to do. So it went to that midfielder. It went to a forward, back to a midfielder, and then up the field to a forward, and then shot. Like, it was a great play. Like, it looked really good. Like, that's what we've been working for offensively.
Yep.
Because we've been doing it with our defense, and we've just been waiting for that time to, like, connect with our offense, and it just worked out perfectly. And I think we all just kind of was like, wow.
Right, yeah, exactly. Right. Well, I think in the years past, and I've had a lot of teams this way as well, that – a lot of teams, a goal kick is just put the ball on the goal line and kick it as hard as you can, right? Just clear. It's almost like really sometimes it can become a thing where you're like, okay, we're just giving the other team the ball back just down the field, right? I think that's a lot of teams' goal kick strategy, but y'all want to do more. Y'all want to do more with that. And so how big has Lucy McKee been for our green game?
Lucy, I'm going to give you a little backstory about Lucy, too, because it's going to add to it.
Okay.
Lucy is, I'm sure you know, a very nonchalant person.
Okay.
She looks like she does not care about anything. Love her to death, but she does not care about anything or does not appear to.
Right,
and
exactly.
This year, we have pushed her to her absolute limit with soccer, and she has improved to the maximum. Like, out of anybody that's improved the most, I would say Lucy has. Mm-hmm. She has really put in the work. Yep. And is doing great. Yep. I don't think we would have won 3 games without Lucy this year. I really do not think we would have. Her footwork's gotten better. She is calm. That nonchalantness comes in. She doesn't get scared whenever somebody comes at her.
Nope.
So she gives it to Ella. Peyton every single time up the line.
Yeah.
And it has really helped. And she is very sneaky when she attacks somebody because they don't expect her to come and like take the ball from her, but she does it every single time.
Absolutely. Yeah, that whole D line, that's the funny thing about the D line. They that whole D line is just that group of just girls like, okay, we'll handle it, and they take care of it. And it at first as a coach, I was like, that perplexed me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm over here nervous. I'm so nervous, my hair's turning red, and they're over here just playing back there, just relax, we got it, coach. You kick it back up the field.
I mean, we have, and I think our D line is very they're very top because we have 3 of the 4 besties. We got Brianna, Popstar, and Lucy.
Yep.
So they're really really top, and then plus Chloe Fletcher. Now that she's playing back on defense, she's also really close knit with them too, and Kira.
Mm-hmm. Kira Most.
So they're all pretty. I think them being good friends also helps them.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I'm going up here, you come back here.
Yeah.
Which I think now that they've been doing it a lot more, it's starting to come second nature instead of having to be like, hey, watch your line.
Right.
And also, I want to give a little shot to Rebecca. Rebecca
Yes.
has done very good whenever they bring her in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whenever you put her in, she wants to be out there, and all you have to do is just hey, Rebecca, I need you to do this, and she does it right then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think our D-line is very set in stone, and which you're very lucky, Coach Moore. You don't have any seniors moving out of your D-line.
That's true. The D-line is all juniors and below. So that got actually a really young line. Got a lot of sophomores on that line. So, it's good things in the future. And of course, we've got a sophomore goalie that's waiting in the ranks as well. Hopefully, we'll have her back next season.
My little mini me.
Yep, Maddie Russ. So, so we can't wait to. Now, midfield wise, what's made y'all? What was the moment you felt like y'all started to click?
Probably about by the time we got the first 2 weeks in, which we had played last year as well. Emily came to the high school just last year. She was new, and we all had lunch together.
Okay.
So we got to click then and stuff like that. And some of us had theater together, so we had classes together, and playing together during the summer also really helps. Having practices or at the butt crack of dawn.
You're right. Yeah.
In the morning, just
right.
getting it done. Be like, are you tired? Yes, I'm tired.
Yes.
Just all getting
exactly.
together.
Yep, that's right. Now, Kirsten, you also have a sister on the team, and she's a freshman.
Yes.
And there's been what's been funny about her sometimes is I think I've gone whole games and didn't put her in the first half, not thinking. I was like, hey, wait, we got her, and we throw her in, and she does a great job. But how proud are you of her? I think she's gonna carry that legacy on. I mean, I think she's doing a great job as a freshman, and I think what's that been like playing with her this season?
It's been great. We've never played together before. We've practiced with each other, but it's been great, and especially because I know she can play really really hard, so I'm yelling on the sideline trying to go
right.
to help her get going. And then I know last year Tate gave out little awards. She got the most body counts for knocking people.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, she's a physical player. That's the thing too. Thing is, you talk to her, she's really nice and sweet, but on that field, boy, she just bam, right?
Yeah.
just buys them up. So.
Or even Montana, as soon as somebody knocks Casey down, she just does a little flip and gets back up. Her and Mo, they surprise me every time when they do that. They just get clobbered on, and then they're just back up in 2 seconds. I'm like, y'all need a breath or something?
Right. How about that's another point that I can make up too. How about the forwards? Because Montana, KB, Blakeman, they have gotten. What do you think about how aggressive they've become here late in the season?
I'm so glad they've gotten a little bit more aggressive because, in the past they weren't aggressive at all, and they know that. Except Caitlin, which I don't know Katie Blakeman. In her past, I just started playing with her this year. Caitlin Young's always been more aggressive, but Mo and Kaylee, they've just now started to explode with the aggressiveness. Because used to, it still happens because they're smaller.
Right.
When they get up against the defense girl, they're just gonna beat them every time. But here recently, they've been putting up a little bit of fight.
They've been getting after them and jam. In fact, if you look at the second goal or the first goal against York, Montana's just sitting there giving them wearing them out.
Yeah.
And that's why they end up losing the ball. Blakeman gets the ball and takes a shot. But, they've been jamming, just not really give. I think in the past, most teams D-line, when they would get the ball, they didn't panic because we were back, right? And so they had time to organize. But these forwards have just come out of nowhere, all of them, and have just been Kara Dobbs. All of them have just been getting after them. I think that's been. Would y'all say that's been kind of a difference maker for us the last few games?
I mean, they're definitely getting a lot more possession on the opposite side of the field. So that's a lot of help for, like, say KV gets the ball, and there just so happens to be like Montana open on the other side. That gives her more time to switch fields.
Yes.
Like we used to, it'd be kind of like that. What we were talking about earlier about me goal kicking it up the field, and they'll touch it for 1 second and it'll come right back down to me.
Right.
It's the same thing with like a punt. If they don't get the ball, if they're not aggressive to get the ball, then the same thing would happen. But they're a lot more aggressive about getting the first touch on the ball, and then they're being aggressive towards the players instead of getting beat up on, and that's helped them get the ball a lot more. Like the other day, I believe it was the Upperman game because we were trying to score a second goal, and I think it was the last 20 minutes. Montana had got the ball off of a punt and dribbled it all the way up the middle of the field, and out of nowhere, this girl comes out and Montana just tackles her.
Right.
And then they both just went flying, and then KB gets the ball, and I was like.
Okay, there you go.
I was like, that's one way to do it.
That's one way to do it. That's one way to do it.
They don't call it football for nothing.
That's right. Association football for sure. So now, real quick on with you next season. Now you got some people talking to you, don't you, about a little goalie action maybe in college?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are some schools that are?
I just got emailed by Lipscomb on Thursday, I believe.
Okay.
And I had a conference call with Hollins University in Virginia yesterday, actually.
Nice.
So I'm going on an official there.
Good.
And I have a conference call with Mount Mary University in Wisconsin next Wednesday.
Nice.
And I have a few other colleges that I'm talking to, but it's not as much.
Right, I got you. Well, good. We got some big decisions to make. So, and we'll be looking at all that in November, December. Of course, we'll have you back on the show when you do sign, for sure, for whoever. But right now, we got this season, right? So, still got a few games left in this season, for sure. So, either way, girls. Now, what about you? Now, Kirsten, what do you want to do after high school, you think?
I wanted to become an accountant.
Accountant?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Math. Ooh.
Okay, right. That's awesome, though. That's awesome.
I always loved working with numbers, so I thought it would be great. And plus, the pay's not bad either.
No, the pay's not bad. No. That you're going in the right direction for that. That'll be awesome. You're
You
going to
want
be
to do
good.
my math for me, Kirsten?
Right, there you go.
Your taxes.
Right, there you
do
go.
my taxes. Okay.
Right, there you go. Well, girls, thank you for being on the show today. We'll be seeing you this week, and we'll have y'all back on the show later on in the school year. Also, we'll have to have you on for softball later on as well, and maybe you make a homecoming appearance as well. So, too, you never know, all kinds of different things. But either way, we'll have you on the show later. Girls, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on Maroon. There you go. Trying to give me a 5 there.
No, I was gonna.
There you
I
go.
was gonna give you one.
You got me. Okay. Thank you, guys. Abby Guy and Kirsten Wright with the show here today, guys. So, huge week. Really excited about what they're doing. And I think you have a great interview, too, man. They made that interview. That was an easy interview to talk right there. They did a good job and good questions. Even had a few jokes for Coach Moore there. So, but either way, glad to have them on the show. They've got, this week on Thursday, they've got Stone Memorial. And y'all have a great day, guys. Good to see you guys. We'll have Stone Memorial on Thursday. For them, we'll be traveling to Stone. I think it's in Crossville, so we'll do that on Thursday. So up next, we've got golf. So we've got Coach Sims, Coach Michael, and Kelly Cunningham on the show. Y'all welcome. Come on. Yeah, you can go around that way. Yeah, there you go. Y'all just go on the show here. Be the first golf appearance on the Maroon and Gray Saturday show. Welcome to the show, guys.
How are you?
Doing well, doing well.
Good.
All right, yeah, let's get a little room here. Let's go kind of get this little move around here. It'll be the first time we've had 4 people on here, which is great. I love that. We love to have that. Welcome to the show, guys. Coach Moore, good to meet you. We met the other day. Coach, good to meet you as well. For sure. All right, well, guys, welcome to the Maroon and Gray Saturday show. If you will move that chair this just a little bit more there, I'll move down here. There we go. All right. So either way, guys, welcome to the show. Now, we've had a big season in golf, but tell me about it. I don't know as much about how our golf season has gone. How many golfers do we have?
Well, on the team, we got about 11.
11?
10 or 11. But when we play matches, we only get to play 5 boys and 3 girls. It's considered a team.
Okay. No, so it's just 3 girls? No. Is it 5? Can you play 5 girls and 5 boys, or is it just 3 girls and 5 boys?
3 girls and 5 boys.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it's like qualifiers.
Qualifiers. Oh, it's during the week of practice and stuff?
Yes.
Nice. I like that. Cool beans. Now, who's in our district?
We got Cookeville, Warren County, Stone, Crossfield, McMinnville, DeKalb, and us.
Okay. Gotcha. Now, the thing I think a lot of people don't realize about high school golf, y'all start a lot earlier than other sports. So I think first contest date for girls soccer is August 15th. First contest date for football, I think, is August or the 22nd, or I think August, like that Friday, the 15th, which would be like the 20th, right, or 21st. So that's the first date for that. But golf matches can start what week? First week of August or July? July. Okay. Now, are there any practice regulations in the summer?
Yes, there's a dead period that we can't do anything, but after that we can. I don't remember what the date was.
That's right. It's right after that period, basically. We got 2 weeks.
Okay, gotcha. Then you kind of start up. Gotcha. So the first contest date is in late July, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, who do we start off with?
Hopefully, in Warren County, we always play like an opening day match. Ever since we've been coaching, that we have an opening match on the first day that we can possibly play.
Gotcha. Now, Coach, let's see. You're Brandon Sims, and then Coach Michael. What's your last name?
Cunningham.
Michael Cunningham. That's right. Okay, sounds good. So I think this is the first time we've actually got to meet.
Yeah.
Maybe we saw each other at the coaches meeting, but first time we actually just got to sit and talk. So I'm glad to have you guys on the show, by the way. And then are you a senior?
No, I'm a sophomore.
Wow. Okay, and that's big news because when we get into this a little bit later, you qualified for regions, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Okay,
Thank you.
we'll definitely get to talk about that here in a little bit. But again, we want to kind of get to know golf a little more just as a program. So here on the show. So how long have y'all been coaching?
Fourth year? We got 4 years.
Okay, cool beans. Awesome.
Took over for a legend,
Oh, now who was the legend before that?
Eric Mitchell.
Coach Mitchell. Okay, now gotcha. Now is that the boys basketball coach? That's correct. That's right. Making sure. I thought that was right, but I was making sure. Yeah, we'll definitely have him on the show later on in the year with a little bit of basketball. So for sure. So if I can get him talking, right? But so y'all been doing this for 4 years now. Let's see. What was the team like back then? Has it been consistently the same? Has it been what's the last few years been like for golf?
First year was great. Yeah, we took the team to the state.
Oh wow! Okay.
First year we inherited a pretty good team.
I got you.
Can't take all the credit there, nothing. But had good golfers first year. The second year we had one qualify for the state tournament.
Okay, good.
And last year.
Regions.
Region, made sure the region had some go to the region, and then this year we've got some going to the region. So
Nice. Now let's see, Keely, are you the lone one going to region, or is there more?
There's 2 more. There's one boy and one girl.
Okay.
Addison Dodgen and Lucas Dickerson.
Okay, awesome. Now, in order to get to region, what do you have to qualify? Is there a district?
There is.
Okay, so what do you have to qualify in district to get there?
It kind of depends on everybody's scores at district,
Okay.
but how many teams goes for 3?
Top 3 of the district goes,
And then 5 individuals.
the next 5 individuals, best scores not on one of the teams going.
Gotcha. So how many individuals could be sent from one? I know there's obviously the team. So like in golf and tennis, I think bowling as well. There's individual scores and there's also team scores. How many, if your team doesn't qualify, how many individuals from your team could qualify as individuals?
All five.
Yeah.
If I could have.
It just depends. I mean, that's probably not ever going to happen because if you've got five that will qualify, you probably made it as a team.
Right.
But
in theory, you could have it.
You
And
could.
Yes,
gotcha.
because me and Addison didn't qualify as a team, but we are qualified as individuals.
Nice, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Also, I forgot tennis. That's the other individual. I knew there was another. I knew there was another sport where you could go with team and individual. So I know there's bowling, which we have that here, which I love that. But first high school I've been at, we had a bowling team. So we got bowling. I think maybe wrestling too. Bowling, wrestling, tennis, golf, and is there one more? Maybe cross country as well. I think they can also do that same thing. Well, that's awesome. Now, so how long have you been playing golf?
I started playing for like the school my 7th grade year,
Okay.
but my dad had always golfed, so I kind of grew up around it. So.
Gotcha. Now, let's see here. So you played musical. Now, who was your musical coach?
So it was Courtney Holman was for the girls.
Okay.
So she teaches at the middle school.
Okay.
I believe she teaches 6th grade. But
Okay.
She was for the girls, and then Scott Griffith was for the boys.
Okay.
Those
Okay.
years. She just made it fun for me because I didn't want to be serious with it at first.
Okay.
So I just had a fun time in middle school, and then when I got into high school, I started thinking about my future and stuff like that.
So, what your dad is the one who spurred the interest in you?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So, did it start now? I remember when I was young, back up in West Tennessee, we'd play around with like a little putter. Like in the yard and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's kind of how you get a little interest spurred. We'd take like the little cups, we'd put it in the yard, we'd knock a ball, me and my little sister.
Yeah.
And sometimes we did it in the house, and we're going to get in trouble for that. But so how did what was the first steps for you in golf like?
Snoopy clubs.
Snoopy clubs!
That's true.
There you
That's
go,
true.
there you go.
And then my dad would put me in these little like junior tournaments in Cookville at the golf course Ironwood. And
Junior camps too.
it was like camps and
Bunch of
like
little kids.
tournaments and stuff. And we would like get medals and stuff. And like it was just so fun. I just remember like being so excited and getting my pink skirt on.
Yeah.
And ready to go.
Yeah.
I also had a set of Barbie clubs. That's what I would play with. When we went.
Barbie clubs.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, when did it go from, what was the transition from, hitting it and trying to like, okay, we've got a drive now. What's that? What was that first like?
I can't even remember, but I love hitting my driver. That's one of my favorite things
Okay.
ever. But I can't even remember, honestly. I don't know.
Did it become bigger for you though? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
you think about golf.
Well, yeah, with your clubs, like whenever you get older, I guess whenever you get more serious about it, you want to get better, like fix what's going wrong and stuff.
Right.
So whenever, I don't know.
I think for a lot of little kids, especially when they're starting off, they want to see the finish, right? They want to put the ball in the hole, so they're just working on putting. They don't think about the idea of like driving down the. Then you get older, and that's all you want to do, right? You want to people who go to just driving ranges. That's all they do, just drive, and hit it and everything like that. So I guess it kind of evolves over time.
It does.
So I remember I had a golf coach. I never actually played golf much as just playing in a game, but like just for fun. But I remember I had a golf coach one time tell me, and it was an interesting lesson. He would say, if you've got, and please excuse my jargon here, but I think if your par 4 means you get 4 shots, correct? Mm-hmm. So what he would say was, Coach, sometimes in life and in golf, if you think you're going to hit there, if you think you're going to try to hit it in 4 shots, if your first shot's way off, you can't necessarily continue on that same strategy. Like if you think, okay, I'm going to hit it to this spot first shot, this spot second shot, the green third shot, then a hole. But if you don't make the green on that third shot and you're way off in the woods, you can't stick. You have to sometimes change your strategy, right? And that's hard, isn't it? Because when you're sitting there, you had a plan and then something didn't work out. What's that like to have to change? Or maybe you don't. Maybe you never make those mistakes. Maybe you just get it there every time. Well, basically, I take one shot for the green, the other one's for the dough. You know, but what's that like for you to have to when something doesn't go right? What is that? How does that change? What's that like for you in your mentality?
Well, my dad has always told me, have a recovery shot, have that safety that you can always go to get you out of those hard situations, get you back into the fairway, get you closer to the green. So like if I'm in a tree, I'm gonna grab a hard club and spit it out of the trees just so I can be in the fairway, not take a tricky shot and hit a tree or like waste that shot on something that's dumb to do.
Right. And I'm sure in high school golf too that how many matches do y'all think are won by teams, or how often do you think this situation happens? One team takes the pragmatic approach, gets back on the green. Another team tries to go risky and then just adds shots and shots. How much do y'all think that happens in high school golf?
A lot. Golf is a really mental game, and like you were talking about playing a par 4, you hit one bad shot, don't try to risk everything because a bogey is not a bad score.
Right.
But you can turn it into a big number if you try to take too many risks.
Right.
And especially high school age golf, have to learn to play the game. Have to learn some strategy and how to score. There's kids out there at the high school level that can hit the ball really well, but can't score.
Right.
And there's them getting that together, and the quicker that they can learn that, the better they can be as a high school golfer.
Well, I would think you watch the pro. I think we got the internationals going on this week, right? Is that President's Cup, right? So it's international versus U.S., right? And there you make a couple mistakes. Okay, that round may be lost. But I would think in high school golf, even though you do have people who can just launch it or putt real well, would you say that in high school golf, playing the game, teams that are willing to keep playing, not panic, would you say there's a lot of comebacks in high school golf? Because would you say that there's more to that? It's less deterministic of, if I hit one shot, well, it's over. Would you say high school golf is more, no, keep playing, you never know what the other team's going to do?
We try to limit our high numbers is what we try to tell them.
Gotcha.
Bogey's not a bad score sometimes.
Gotcha.
We start getting 7s and 8s and hit it out of bounds, and then we start snowballing on us, and then we've got a huge score.
Right.
High school golf, if you just be consistently bogey every once in a while, make a few pars, a bogey or two, it's not going to hurt you. If you just keep that mindset of just keeping it in front of you, eliminating the big numbers and the big scores, absolutely, that's high school golf in a nutshell. For most golfers.
Right.
We play with like 5, so on the boys' side, we play with 5.
Okay.
And to win a match, you count 4 of the 5.
Gotcha. Yes.
And if say me and Michael were teammates, if I'm having a bad day, just matches are decided by 2 or 3 strokes a lot of times. And if I'm having a bad day, he might be playing really good. So I can't give up. You gotta, every hole, forget about the last one, try to limit the strokes. Girls golf the same way. You got 3 girls and you count 2 scores. One person might not be having a great day, but the other might be having the round of her life.
Right.
1 or 2 strokes can make the difference between winning and losing.
So I guess in a way, like if you have a par, let's say you have a par 3, but you've taken 6 shots, but if your partner hit it in 3 shots, then it could be the difference of, well, listen, if I hit it in 7 versus 8, we win. So even if I'm having a bad round, if I can just, instead of making it go all the way to 9 or 8, if I can just limit it at 7, she's doing the rest of the job.
Right.
Every shot counts.
Every shot counts.
Especially, it's a team game
right.
First, and then your individuals come along. But every shot matters in team golf. You can't just think about yourself.
Gotcha.
Most of the time, people think golf is just, I'm playing just for me.
Right.
You take one shot, and you just lose focus for a minute and do something stupid, and you're like frustrated, and then there you go, you make it from a 6 to a 7, and you lose by 1, and you let your team down because you did something you should have done. Right. You're just frustrated, and you just kind of let it snowball on you.
Right. I guess it could also work in the negative in the sense of your partner could be having a great game, and you just, out of frustration or out of desperation, you end up costing that that match because you went 2 over more than you had
Should
to,
do.
right?
Just making a mental mistake.
Making a mental mistake there. So that's a hard dynamic, right? That's because it's
Especially for young kids.
yeah, especially for
It's a learning curve right now.
Exactly. Cool beans. Now, now who do you have to rank? So if there's 5 of them and there's 3 girls, do you have to rank them like going in, or do you like does the 1 face the 1, the 2 face the 2? How does that work?
They play with, like say if we was playing football, for example, our number 1 plays with their number 1.
Okay, gotcha.
But it doesn't matter their scores. I mean, it matters their scores, but we're going to keep the best 4 scores, whether that's our first number 1 guy gets his score tossed, or our number 1 girl gets her score tossed.
It's not like it's their 1 versus their 1, our 1 versus their 1, and whoever wins, there's a point. And then number 2s play each other, and there's a point. It's not like that at all. It's just basically you play with them, but you strokes. It's total is like 300, and that's usually the score is 315 to 320 or something like that.
Gotcha.
That's where you get your scores.
So but the 1s walk with the 1s.
Yes.
And 2s.
Play with.
And they don't use carts. They walk the whole. Is it 18 holes?
Yeah.
Okay, 18 holes. Most matches. Okay. Now they don't use carts. And also another thing I remember from Coach Larry at GC telling me this. Y'all are not allowed to coach them, really. Y'all can't go out there with them. Is that correct?
It's changed a little bit from what it used to be.
Okay.
Used to, about all we could do was give them water and say, good shot. Now, in between holes, we can coach and talk to them.
Okay. So as they walk. Gotcha.
In between, from green to the next tee.
Gotcha.
Throughout the playing the hole, we can't. And that's one thing I would love to see changed. At college golf, they can coach their players on shots and where to hit and right in the middle of the hole.
Right.
In high school, we can't do it.
Now, what do you think the TWSLA reasoning behind that is? I'm sure have there been coaches maybe try to distract the other team, or has it just been maybe we want to teach them to do it by themselves, or what's the logic there? You think?
I have no idea what their logic would be.
Pace of play, maybe.
Pace of play. I got
Keeping
you.
it moving along. You get somebody who could take a long time. They can strategize and over strategize.
Right.
I really don't know. I mean, we don't. Basketball teams don't just coach on the sidelines, call timeout, and can't talk to their kids. I mean, there's a reason there's a coach there.
Right.
Now we just need water boys at the coaches, you know.
Right.
So I really don't know I don't know.
Right.
Wish we knew, really.
Right. I understand. Well, I know working with the TWSLA for years, they've got. If you peer back in there was a reason they made this rule. Or there's a reason they made this rule, and sometimes it's a rule that, like you said, is one way for a while, and then all of a sudden they start thinking about, let's modify this, modify that, and so. But even in the pro game, you have the caddy is kind of like a coach. Yeah. Sometimes they're the ones. Well, I think you should do this or that. Of course, at that level, they've got like the maps for the field. They know where the curvature is and everything else.
Well, they got the knowledge about them too.
Right, exactly.
These kids are brand new to the game.
It seems almost counterproductive because it's like at the highest of level, you have somebody helping you. But at the high school level, when they're just learning, it's you.
The only thing I can think is like every kid may not have somebody with them the whole time. Because luckily, me and Coach Cunningham work together, and we can kind of separate and we can help different ones. Where a lot of teams just have one coach.
Gotcha.
And they've got 7 or 8 kids out on a golf course that are scattered out that they can't help.
I
They
got you.
get parents trying to help, and that's probably a can of worms they don't want to open.
That can be an issue. I mean, you start seeing, I've seen like at soccer matches, a parent try to come on the sideline, and the referee was like, "Is that person on the roster?" Well, no, they got to get out of here. Stuff like, and they'll try to be, and of course, parents love their kids, but sometimes it's just there's a time and place for parents, there's a time and place for for the head coaches, and there's a time and place. So that may be part of they have to look at it from a macro level, right? We're looking at it from a micro level. They have to look at it from we dealt with this, we dealt with that, and so but it would be kind of cool, especially if they're doing an NCAA, to be able to one day maybe get to coach them like while they're on there. And you probably wouldn't. It doesn't mean you'd be right in their ear the whole time,
right?
But if this is we're on the 17th hole, and like you said, okay, You're 7 shots deep, but your buddy's doing great. If you could get this in the next 2 shots, we might save this round. So, save the match there. So, but so that'd be beneficial. But yeah. So, now, so how did districts go for you or for all of y'all? The ones that qualify for region. How did that action go about?
Well, I actually played pretty well. Addison played pretty well. Lucas played actually one of the best
He played well.
rounds I think ever.
When you got honestly, you got to play well to get there.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
Just giving it away, so.
But I had a very fun time. I played with some girls I've never met before.
Okay.
So I was really excited to meet them. That's one of my favorite things to learn about is like new girls like that I've never seen play or just see how their game of golf is going. Because
Right.
like it's all different, you know.
Now, where was the districts competed at?
Golden Eagle in Cookville,
Golden and Cookville.
and then that's where Regions is going to be too.
Ooh, interesting. Now, how many schools are we competing against up there?
For region,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know.
it'll be 6 total schools, and then
It's
the
6
individuals
schools
that
and
qualify from the
individuals.
other district.
Okay, so how many
There's
individuals?
quite a few. There's gonna be
It's-
20?
no, I mean, like boys wise, like we said, a team could have, it could be 5. There'll be 20 boys
Yeah.
from each
at least,
region.
at least, yeah.
At least. Gotcha.
And then there'll be, let's see, some girls teams only has 2,
Okay.
and some has 3. So the number of how many of them will be there, I don't know.
Just
So
depends.
there'll be 6 teams of girls plus 5 individuals from each. So there'll be 10 more individuals besides the teams.
Gotcha. Cool. Thanks. Now, so when is it? That Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This Monday.
This Monday, right? Yeah, this Monday, right? I thought you said
Sorry,
Sunday. I
sorry.
thought you said Sunday. I was like, oh, interesting. Okay, high school sports on Sunday. But yes, so Monday will be the match. Now, what has to occur? There's not a sub-state. So what has to occur to qualify for state on the individual level?
3 individuals out of everyone that plays.
Is that both girls and boys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then the top one team, and then the 3 individuals that are not on that team, that goes to state tournament.
Okay. So it's got to get top 3. So out of 20, you're going to have to get top 3 to get.
Very limited.
Yes, gotcha. Interesting, cool beans. All right, well, so we got that going on Monday. Now the girls and boys play the same day, so all on Monday. So now, if let's say we make the top 3 in boys and girls, when would state occur?
I don't know the dates of the state this year.
Probably the next week. I think we're a week earlier than normal this year. Probably would be the week right before fall break. I think would
Okay.
be the next week following.
Okay, there you go.
It'll be that week or fall break.
Or fall break.
One of the 2.
So big day a couple of days from now. So well, cool beans. Well, listen, we'll have to make sure we get the results from Monday, whether you qualify or not. We want to get the results. Make sure we talk about it on the show next week
Okay.
with you guys. Report it, and if you do qualify for state, definitely have to come back on the show and talk. Or if you want to just come back on the show next week, regardless, we'd love to have all you guys.
Sounds good.
Like I said, we might make this show for everybody any week, anytime y'all want to talk golf. Love to have you guys on here. So for sure, absolutely, each week. And but I'm excited for you guys and proud for you guys. And but good luck to you guys this week. Thank you for coming on the show. I know it was a little bit like get talk to you on Saturday, Tuesday. You were like, oh, okay, sure, we can come on there. But good to finally meet you, Coach. And thank you guys for coming on the show.
you.
And y'all have a great weekend. And good luck on Monday.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, guys. Y'all have a great day. That was golf here on the Maroon and Gray Saturday show. So we wish them the best of luck, and can't wait to see how they do this week, and as they represent White County over there in Cookville on Monday, and hopefully at state the next weekend. So, but good luck to them. We're glad to have them out here. So, our third segment of the day had a huge game last night, and I can't wait to talk to you about it. We're doing something a little bit different this time, though. We actually have a football player, huge football player, ready to get in here and talk about that. But we also have 2 of our managers that take care of film, take care of water, take care of laundry. They just do it all, and they do a great job with it. So I can't wait to have these 3 on here. We've been working on this for a couple of weeks. I was talking about it because I work up there with them. I help clip the film, and we all work together. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But either way, here on the show, we've got Anna Wheat, Haley Strode, Grace Nash, and Jalen Hannah. Y'all come on the show, guys. I'm going to walk about, yeah. that's fine too. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on in here. Okay, we got a big group here. All right, let's get another chair right there. Get another chair right there. All right. This will be y'all the biggest group we've had so far on the show here. So yeah, get another chair there. All right. By the way, I want to let you know something. All right, Jalen, I want to let you know something. Of course, awesome game last night. But when I had talked to the female managers and I was like, hey, listen, guys, y'all ready to go for the show? Y'all come over just a hair more. There's where the camera's right there, obviously, but yeah, it's all right there. So I was talking to them and I was like, they're like, y'all ready for the show tomorrow? They're like, yeah. Do we get a football player? I was like, oh yeah, we got Jalen Hannah. Oh my gosh, Jalen Hannah! They were so excited. They were like, oh man, he's so cool, man. So I'm just saying, they were really excited about being on the show with you. So they didn't exactly they didn't grab my arm, but like it was, they were excited. So because you played great last night, huge win last night. Man, it was a huge win. So they came in. Now last year we went to them, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, and that wasn't our best game, right?
That was rough.
Right? So, I think it was up, what was it? I think they had like 40-something. We had like 20-something. Is that right?
Their final score, it was around, they had 50-something, and we were stuck in the 20s. So.
Okay, I got you. So, kind of a rougher game. So, coming home this year, we wanted to kind of correct that this season, right? So, because y'all are a team on a mission this season. I mean, the week before, lost just a heartbreaker, but really off of a trick play and a field goal, right?
Yeah.
So, but we want to get back on track. I mean, legitimately, we're 5-1 currently after last night. I mean, we've got a shot at winning the region, right? So y'all are. It's kind of like, all right, put that. You don't really have a whole lot of time to dwell on that game. It's like, okay, we gotta get back to business, guys. And of course, them coming in, they expected to win. I mean, we beat them last year. Of course, we'll beat them this year, right? And I think they even started the game all day. They're confident, moving the ball, things are going well. But as y'all normally do, make adjustments, keep playing, find ways to win, right? So what was that? Now, what was it? Tell everybody back home. Now, first of all, let's get everybody's name here. So we got Jalen Hannah. Then we got, let's see here, Haley Strode. Then we got, let's see, Anna Wheat, right? And then Grace Nash, correct? Gracie Nash. Gracie Nash. Okay, Gracie Nash. Got you. Now, how long have y'all? You're a senior, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how long have you been playing football?
I've been playing football since I was 7 years old. I played youth league with actually our coaches right now, Mike Sloan and JJ and Coach Bartman, all them.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's been kind of a process, a building process. It's kind of a culmination year, I guess you might say, after years. Now, what about you guys? Haley, how long have you been managing?
3 years, ever since I was a freshman.
Freshman. Okay. Cool beans. Freshman. Cool beans. Let's see. Anna, what about you?
It's my second year.
Second year. Okay. Cool beans. And Gracie, what about you?
My second year.
Your second year. Awesome. That's awesome. So now, I kind of want to bring them on the show this week. We highlight football players every week, and you guys have been doing a great job. But I kind of want to talk to these three just a little bit before we get into the game here. So what's it like being managed for a football team like this? A huge team. And I didn't realize this too. I mean, y'all are doing laundry, you're filming, you're grabbing tape. You're just doing so many different things. What's that like every it's a week job almost. It's like a weekly, I mean, y'all are doing stuff at practice, you're doing stuff at games. What got y'all into that?
Mine was just Trisha Frazier, actually. She called me and she was like, "Do you be a manager?" And I was like, "Sure."
Right, exactly. Cool,
Yeah.
awesome.
I got into it because of Haley, because we became friends our freshman year.
Okay.
And she was football manager, and on sophomore year, I just started filming, and I just stuck it in for her, basically.
Awesome. What about you?
I just joined.
You just joined. I want to do it. I want to be a part. They look like they have a lot of fun. They play hard. It's awesome to be around. It's been great. So, cool. Awesome. So, let's see. Now, on Friday nights, you work with more like the water and stuff like that and different things like that. Now, let's see. Haley, you do the end zone camera, right? All right, so you do the end zone camera, and then Anna does the drone up top. And, of course, it's cool. Coach Beatty actually got us. This is really cool. When I showed them this, they were excited. Along with Randall, who also films up top, Coach Beatty actually got us all some earpieces, and I'm telling you, when I gave those earpieces to them and we got to talk, they were so excited. Like, oh my gosh, move over there! I'm like, yeah, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Oh yeah, I felt cool too. I was up there breaking the film down and stuff like that. But it's come in handy because there have been times where a lot of folks don't realize the camera, every clip, right, goes up top, and when you cut the film, all of a sudden all the coaches have the clip. And that can mean the whole different. I mean, last night I know Coach Arnett, up top, was sitting there watching because at the start of the game, they were running the ball was pretty hard, right? And we had to make some adjustments, but those adjustments can only really be made when you're able to see those clips of the film. So if you guys weren't doing your jobs, I mean, it could literally mean the difference between us winning the game and losing the game. So when he first told you, hey, I need you to do the end zone camera, what was that like?
It was a really big change because I was doing water and then we had somebody else doing the camera.
Right.
It was like, do you want to do it? And I was like, sure.
Absolutely. Cool. That's absolutely. Now, what about drone? How did that come about? What was that?
Someone else was doing drone this summer, and it was just for like scrimmages and 7-on-7s and everything. And I wasn't doing it. I was helping with water with Gracie and Haley, but he couldn't. The person who was doing drone couldn't do it anymore. They couldn't come to every game or practice. So they asked me if I could do it because I would be there for everything. So I just learned how to do it over the summer. So I started filming the freshman and JV games, and then filming a lot of practices, and then I started filming the football games.
Awesome. Now, I've always loved filming games for football. I've done that before back at the other schools I was at, and it's a lot of fun. You're in there in the action. That these coaches are watching that stuff, and that's all great. Now, on the field though, when you're on the field, a player just came off. Maybe they just got hit real hard. Maybe they just got whatever. What's that like to be able to be there for the water for them? Is that fun to be on the field? But you got all the folks looking. I mean, does that ever kind of catch you in the head? Like, oh my gosh, there's all these folks yelling, screaming, guys yelling and everything. What's that like out there?
It's nerve-wracking, but it's fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure there's also moments of like big drama, like, well, is he okay? Is this kid okay? Need some water? No, I'm good. Or sometimes they're probably like, no, I don't want any water. And then they come back in a couple minutes, can I get some water? Right? Because their emotions come back down, right? Because somebody just sideswiped, somebody just face masked them or whatever else. So I'm sure you've got to deal with a wide range. And also, too, one play, I'm sure somebody's mad at somebody else, or you've got to get this block, and the next play, touchdown, right? So it's got to be, what's that dynamic like? Just what are the highs and lows like? You're still laughing at the touchdown. I get you, right. I get it. I can be really loud or like that, right? So it's so much, it's overwhelming, isn't it? I got you. I got you. No, seriously though, the highs and lows of just things going right, then things going wrong, then things going right, and things going wrong, right? That's got to be a lot to process for you, don't you think? Absolutely. Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, so speaking of highs and lows, so first drive, they come down, they score. Now, it looked like they didn't have much trouble at all. Yeah. So what changed?
Well, coming out, I think we really thought they were going to pass the ball, which we were running a 3-3 stack at that point, so we had more on coverage guys.
Right.
And we found out they were running the ball more, and they ran down the field and ran on us. So we went back to the 4-3, and I think that changed, and we started talking them a little bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looked like they were just, they were hooking defensive ends. They were just doing different things. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I think they tried to, they did try to pass, but I'll tell you what helps with that, when you get a pick early, right? So who got that pick, by the way? Do you know?
Don Richmond.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, that was a big, that was the first. We had actually, I think this was a record for the season. We actually had 3 turnovers last night. So we had a pick, and then we had 2 fumbles. Were you on one of those fumbles?
I was on the field, but I didn't recall.
Okay, you didn't recall. Okay. I got you. I know we got 2 fumble recoveries. One of them was just getting after them. They just dropped it. The other one, I think, was kind of their running back went in motion, and the quarterback didn't know where he was. The ball just got snapped. But what's crazy about those turnovers were huge in the sense that they were driving. I mean, they looked like they were fixing to score. Momentum was going their way, and then just bam. So, but I think that's been kind of y'all's MO this season. It's like you got the turnover against Mount Juliet last week. It's been kind of, as long as you don't let them score, we might get the ball. Even if they're on the 2-yard line, we might get the ball back. So don't just, I think some teams get in the habit of, well, they're gone, they score, whatever, we'll go back to it. But y'all are just like, no, just let's hold them. Let's try to, even if it's on the 1-yard line, let's see what, because you just never know, right? And that's how you should do it. But I think it's easy sometimes for a team to say, well, okay, they're going to score. Like they're at the 1-yard line, why should I dive? Right? Well, you should, because you just never know what might happen, right?
It's a practice what you preach thing, you know. It's we always practice like hustle. So you know, if you don't hustle on a play, you're gonna hear about it.
Yep. Now that's the other big thing too. I mean, y'all have what's that been like this season? I mean, at what point? Maybe it happened last season. Maybe it happened this season. What point did y'all just become a thing of, listen, we know what the coaches are doing. We believe in it. What was the point? Either maybe it was 2 seasons ago, maybe it was this season, maybe it was last season. When did everybody buy in so hard? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it's a mixture of last season, yeah, but I also think it's a mixture of back in, you know, like Little League, because like all of our seniors, a lot of our seniors, we all played together from this point, and it's our senior season. So we felt like we should have got the job done last season, but we're kind of on a revenge tour.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, this will be the first playoff appearance, I think, if we make the playoffs. We still gotta make the playoffs, right? But we're in a good position to make the playoffs, right? We are. That's right. I like that. I like that confidence. We're making the playoffs. We're doing it. So, but that's been kind of the thing. You know, it's funny now that we're saying, you know, we're confident about making the playoffs. But I remember talking to somebody back in the summer. I was at Mariucci's and I was talking to a person, and he was like, "Man, it'd be so cool if we could make the playoffs. I just hope we could, you know." But it was almost like he was talking about it in the theoretical, right? Like, man, it'd be so cool if we could make the playoffs. Now we're like barreling towards the playoffs. Yeah. What's that been like this season for that mentality? Have you noticed a change in the community?
Oh yeah. It's always fun when the community rallies with you.
Right.
And we always hear it, like after big wins, we always hear, you know, the community saying, "Good job," and all that stuff. And we know that we are a big part of the community, so we know we rally a lot of people together. So that helps us a lot.
Gotcha. Now, Gracie, for you on the sideline when you're managing, what is that? Have you noticed from a manager standpoint a different vibe about the team this year? Yeah, gotcha. Have you not like a little more confidence and stuff? Maybe just like I think I heard somebody say, like against Station Camp when or was it Station Camp? Who was the first second we played? Who was that team we played and won with the 2-point conversion?
That was Warren County, yeah.
Warren County. I've heard it said that, you know, 2 years ago or last year we wouldn't have won that game. That they wouldn't have finished. Gracie, have you noticed that as a difference with this team just being more, hey, they can do this, you know, keeping them up? Gotcha. What about you girls? How have y'all, what's been the difference you think this season so far?
I just feel like they have like a lot more motivation.
Okay.
Like they started out strong, and so they feel like they have a lot more motivation to
Gotcha.
end strong.
Yeah, they more work together. Like when I was on with Gracie, they're more like bonded together. They pray together. And if they're like losing, like if someone's hurt, they all come together very well.
Gotcha. So Jalen, for y'all, y'all been on a mission. Now this next week we've got, is it Warren County? Or am I wrong there? Wilson Central?
Yeah, Wilson Central.
Well, now they're a region match, correct?
Yes, sir.
So the next 2 games are region, correct? So you got Wilson Central, and then you got, who's the next team to play after that?
It's homecoming. It's Hillsborough.
Yeah,
Hillsborough, okay. So what do we need to make the playoffs? We need to get, let's see, there's 6 teams, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to get top 4. Mm-hmm. So a win this week and a win against Hillsborough probably gets us in?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but those are big games, huge games. And of course, one of them is homecoming. You know, not to look too much forward, but, you know, win or lose against Wilson Central, what's that like? What's the mentality like of going into a homecoming week with, hey, we can clinch the playoffs during homecoming week?
Well, I feel like a big problem with us last year, especially with Hillsborough, we walk into a lot of games thinking that we're going to just annihilate people.
Right.
And I feel like this year we are always expecting the unexpected, and we're always taking everybody. We're never taking anybody lightly. So Hillsborough last year when we played them, they hadn't won a game, and then we got beat.
Got beat. Okay. So what was the score last year? You think?
I don't know. I think we did. I think they won by a decent amount.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we just try not to take anybody lightly and take everybody as a threat. So
Gotcha.
just go after it, play the hardest every game we can.
Now, what was the Wilson Central game like last night? Or last year?
Did we win that game? I think I'm pretty sure we won that game. So
Okay.
I think this year we are I think we come together a lot more. I think we are better. I think we're a better team, a lot better mentally too. So I think we can, as long as we come together and play harder, we can definitely win the region.
Well, that's another thing too. Defensively, that's been big. Last night, last couple of weeks we've had some other teams have had higher scores, and we've made stops, but maybe not as many. How many stops we made? I mean, they scored 3 times basically,
Yeah.
and but it wasn't just the turnovers. It was also just the making them punt. I mean, what do you think got India? What was different about this week? Because I think this was one of the games that y'all not dreaded the most, but y'all thought this was one of the better teams you're going to have to play. What got into the defense this week to be able to do that?
Well, I think after the Mount Juliet game, and after the Cookville game too, we realized that our defense was a weak point that we had to focus on. So we've been really, really working on defense like all week, all practice, and I think we just finally realized that, okay, Green Hill, they're big dogs, so we beat them, we got to beat them, and we become big dogs.
Right, that's right. Well, you might say y'all are almost on the driver's side. I'm not really sure who the number one team in the region is right now. I don't know if it is.
It's Mount Juliet.
I think Mount Juliet right now, but I mean, who knows what may happen between Mount. I think Green Hill could compete with them. I mean, it was a close game.
Station camp next week.
They play station, so I mean, who knows what might still occur in those places. But like I said, the defensive effort was there. Offense was still playing consistent last night and getting big yards. Malachi, I think he rushed for 237 yards last night. But offense was playing good. But again, they kind of need the defense to step up and make some big stops. And it was funny because the offense would they'd go, then burst, right? And they'd go, but it wasn't, you can't expect the offense to put up 40 points every game. And I think
it's the better teams with better defense and better players. We're not going to get 70-yard breakdown runs every single play.
Exactly. It kind of gets you spoiled, doesn't it? Right? Because you get going and that's great, and all this other stuff. But Trip and Malachi, But they got some passing going last night. Made a few big catches there, and of course Tripp sealed the game with that. Now did you? Okay, were you surprised? It's 4th down and 2, maybe 4th down and 3. Mm-hmm. If they get the ball back at the 50-yard line, they could drive down and win.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we could have punted. I thought we were going to punt. I'm like, okay, it's 4th down and 3. I guess we're going to punt. And I look up. You're not punting. Did that surprise you at all?
It did not.
It did. Okay. Would it normally surprise you with other teams?
No.
Like if you're watching a college game or an NFL game, same situation.
Oh yeah.
They punt.
That would surprise me.
But did it surprise you at all that Coach Fraser said, "Nope, we're going for it"?
Not at all.
I love that. We have watched y'all go for more 2-point conversions, more 4th downs. I just think, what do you think creates that confidence?
I feel like we have confidence in ourselves, and especially our O-line, that they're going to get the job done. So and we focus a lot on. We've been focusing a lot this year on playing for something bigger. So something, putting everything in God.
Right.
And so we feel like if we're supposed to win this game, then this is what we got to do, and this is how we got to do it.
Gotcha.
And we feel like, I feel like that's just an annihilator for a team's morale.
It is. I mean, but you look at that and you think, well, and I guess technically, if you'd punted it 20 more yards, to literally, what's that like knowing that? What's it like as a player knowing? Look, if our head coach has a chance to win it, he's going for it. What is that? Does that motivate y'all? Does that make y'all nervous? Like, what does that do for y'all?
It motivates us because I also feel like the crowd has a huge part in it because they're so loud. Like our student section and all of our fans, like the whole crowd and fans are so like amazing and they get so loud. It makes us even more motivated.
Well, I'll tell you something else too that you may not, you would never be able to see it from a player standpoint, but I can see it from up in the stands. There's interesting. I remember watching. They were driving. They were fixing to score, but they're driving, and it's interesting that I see the band director, and he's looking at the band, and they're like playing this song, and it's real soft at first, and then all of a sudden it gets really loud, and then it goes soft again. It goes really. Well, I remember looking, and he was playing it soft, and all of a sudden he looks at him, and he's like, ah! He like gets real like into it, and they just bam. Like, what's that like having a band that is not just some bands come to Friday nights and they play. But what's it like to have that band that's literally right there with you? What's that like?
I love our band. I feel like our band is literally on the field with us.
Yes.
They do. They play a huge part. Everybody loves hearing them like play and all that. And like I feel like they know when the right time to do the right thing.
Yes.
Lot,
I feel like it creates an atmosphere there.
It does.
If it creates an atmosphere.
Real feeling.
I mean, you got great managers, you got great cheerleaders, you got great band, you got a great crowd, all the themes every week. I mean, it's fun to play at DeHare Stadium. I mean, and it's fun to play. And really, though, even when we go away, I mean, they travel. I mean, they bring that.
Same thing.
Exactly. So that's big. So I guess that's another reason why it's fun to be a manager of this team because you're just a part of something big. You're a part of something where you've got, if you think about it, you got the football team, you got the managers, you got the coaches, you got the band, you got the cheerleaders, it's such a big event, right? That you want to be a part of that. You want to connect to that and you want to be around and everything. So, and it's fun to play in front of your hometown, especially when you got so much love as you used to. I don't know if it's always been that way. I know there's been years where maybe crowds would leave, but I mean, this crowd is with you guys. Y'all, they're locked in. The band's locked in. Y'all are all giving vibes after the ball game. The managers, the cheerleaders. I mean, it's a fun experience, and y'all are having a special season. So so you're senior year. Now you're one of how many seniors?
We got a lot of seniors. I want to say we have. I want to say we have around 18,
19. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, it's a big class. So trying to get them all on here at one time. Hopefully we got a few more weeks, so we'll hopefully get the rest of the seniors on here soon enough. But either way, Jalen, Haley, Hannah, and Gracie, guys, thanks for coming on the show. You're welcome anytime to come on the show. Love to have you guys later on in the off season like that. Like I said, the show is for everybody all year long. I've been telling people, this show might get even longer and longer and longer. I said, if I'm there till 2 p.m. if I've got the drama club on, we got the Warrior Media, whatever else, we'll stay on as long as we want to talk. So I just appreciate you guys coming on the show and talking and sharing with the fans out there just your experience because it's special to be at White County.
Yes, sir.
It's special. Jalen, thank you.
Thank you.
Haley, thank you. Anna, thank you. Thank you, Gracie. All right, y'all have a great day, and I will see y'all this week. All right. So, big week coming up in Warrior Country. Like I said, next weekend we've got Wilson Central. That's at home, right? Is that home this week? We're going to Wilson Central, so we'll be there. And soccer's got Stonewall on Thursday. I believe this is the final week of volleyball. Golf will be on Monday they'll competing in the region. Cross country, I think, is still deep in their season. I think their season lasts a little bit longer. Their state qualifying is a little bit later in October, so they're still competing well. And so big week in White County athletics and in the school. We had some great things going on academically wise as well. We'll have the student of the week next week, and should have that for this coming week. And we also may be looking at our segment of one good thing. So coming up this week, so we got having that starting up where we highlight a teacher and a student, and for the week in the school. It's just such a great time to be here with you guys, and it's a great time to be a Warrior and a Warriorette at White County. So y'all have a great weekend. Go cheer on the Vols as they play Florida. Have a great weekend. God bless, and go White County.